Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to my review for The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 5, Go Getters. Now, I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to review this last week or whatever because of the fact that we had Thanksgiving holidays, and really I didn't have enough time to actually get things going. So I'm going to go ahead and review this episode, then later on, sometime I'm going to go on ahead and review tonight's episode. Now, this thing is called Go Getters, and I actually like this episode for what it was because it shows you both sides from Alexandria's standpoint to the Hilltop standpoint, then back over to Alexandria and what they're going to do. Now, we actually get to see Sasha and we also see Maggie on their journey back up to the hilltop to try and see if there's a way to actually talk to Gregory, see if there's a way to actually make them fight with Alexandria to take down Negan. And it turns out that Gregory is just as much the wuss than any of the other people that we actually seen. Now, I have to say that Gregory doesn't have any balls at all. When we last saw him and everything, he was willing to actually help out with Maggie and stuff like that because of the fact that they worked out a deal. Now that they have nothing to offer them and now they're in the same position as what they're in, they don't want to even do anything to help out Maggie or Sasha. So therefore, he just wants to go ahead and send Maggie back to where not Hilltop, but Alexandria is, and send them on their normal way. And to me, I don't think that was the right call or anything like that because, number one, you need Maggie and everything, in my honest opinion, because she's actually a strong person, whether you believe that or not, because she's pregnant. But she's still doing things that, she wants vengeance because of what happened with Glenn. And I understand that. And I'm actually glad to see that Maggie's actually strong after everything that went on with that whole entire deal. But then you also have to look at it from this other thing, too, where you actually see Jesus trying to work out a deal with Gregory, and Gregory is trying to argue with Jesus, and Jesus is actually trying to tell him, look, we need to go on ahead and work out a deal with Maggie because, she's actually needs our help. Well, he doesn't want to do it or anything like that. And what I have to say about this, too, is I felt like, with this whole entire thing, you need to actually have Maggie as a leader. And they actually do tell them, look, you're no longer in charge anymore. Maggie's going to be in charge. Maggie takes the reins, and now Maggie's in charge of the hilltop. Now, that's going to be something interesting that's going to come up later on, which I don't know what's going to happen with that. But it's good to actually see Maggie in charge and actually taking leadership, especially after what happened with Glenn. Then you actually see Sasha and stuff like that. But then not only that, but we also got to see interactions with Gregory and the saviors and everything whenever they come up into his house. And Gregory is all panicky and everything else, and he's leading them actually to where the closet is, where Sasha and Maggie, where he thinks Sasha and Maggie's actually at, but really they're not. They're really upstairs. And that was a whole entire suspense part of the episode. And I have to say, that actually worked out well. Negan's crew member, one of them is just as creepy and just as evil as what Negan is. Then you also now we actually go back to where Alexandria is, and you actually see what the Saviors are doing over at that end. And my favorite reaction was this, whenever Father Gabriel approaches Negan, he goes, "You're creepy as shit." That was actually my favorite line in that whole entire episode. I thought it was very great. You actually got to see a little bit of humor from that. And I actually like that because it actually gives you a little bit more of a laugh compared to what we actually saw before. But when everything is all said and done, these people are very evil. They want half of everything that Rick has. You see that their ammunition and stuff like that they took from Rick. And then not only that, but they also burned their mattresses and stuff like that too. And to me, I thought that was very evil of them to do that because now they have no way of sleeping or anything like that. And they didn't even or anything. They just did it out of spite, out of being evil, just to burn their mattresses. And then you also see the woman who's in charge of the ammunition trying to keep track of all the guns. There's 2 guns missing, and now Rick is panicking because if not, he's going to go on ahead and get shot. To me, I thought that was a pretty cool thing because it actually adds in some suspense to that. Because you're wondering, okay, who has these guns? Does Carol have these guns? Does somebody else have these guns? And it turns out it was somebody else in Alexandria that actually has the guns. And to me, you actually need to have that little bit of a suspense thing. But, I actually felt like this episode was really good, really well put together. I just didn't see the point in even having an extended part of this episode when number one, whenever they say extended, I kind of laugh at that now because of the fact that it's mostly covered by advertisements. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of advertisements. But it was a good episode, all in all. But still, we didn't really need to have like a lot going. We didn't really need to have that full hour and a half, 90 minutes to actually cover this episode whenever it's covered by commercials. But I also have to say this too. The part where Jesus and Carl are in the back of the truck, I'm sorry, but I just see two dead guys that are getting ready to get killed. It doesn't matter how much flying ninja stuff that Jesus does. I just see Carl and him basically dying in the back of the truck whenever they get over to the Saviors. But that's just my honest opinion. I know that I haven't read up to the comics that closely or anything yet. I'm actually maybe 20 issues in right now. But it's an impactful episode. I actually liked the episode. I actually cared about what was going on. And I also thought that the smartest thing they ever done was acting like that Maggie got killed, to have that surprise thing, the surprise factor come in and everything, in case that Maggie does wind up killing Negan after all. And then I also have to say, then you also see Michonne trying to shoot a gun for the very first time, trying to target practice, and she's not really doing that great, but she's actually trying to do something. And then she gives him tainted dare meat, which is the same thing that Ezekiel's group is doing, is giving him tainted meat. So I thought that was actually pretty funny too, because you actually see that going on. But anyways, tell me what you guys think. Did you guys like that episode? What did you like about that episode? Please tell me in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And until next time, bye-bye.